Ian Rush shortly to be restored to the Liverpool lineup. Their team today shows 3 changes from the cup final. Barry Venison plays right back. Steve Nicol is out with a groin strain. Ronnie Whelan has regained the number 5 shirt from Nigel Spackman, and he's also the new captain now that Alan Hansen has had a knee operation. And Hansen's replacement at number 6 is 20-year-old Alex Watson, brother of Everton's Dave, who's made only 2 league appearances, but who's preferred today to Jan Molby. Wimbledon make 5 changes from their cup-winning team. John Scales is at right back because Goodyear is injured. Vaughan Ryan replaces the suspended Vinnie Jones at number 4. At number 6, Peter Corley takes over from the departed Andy Thorne. Carlton Fairweather gets the vote over Alan Cork at number 8. And the reason that cup final goal scorer Laurie Sanchez is now captain is that Wimbledon's Maytime hero Dave Besant has left for Newcastle, leaving this young man, 20-year-old Simon Tracy, to make his senior debut at Wembley Stadium. Bright sunshine for Liverpool's 10th appearance in the 15 Charity Shield matches to be played at Wembley. And they've got a good following again here today. Here's Beardsley. And Aldridge lurking. And couldn't find Houghton. Here's McMahon. Beardsley again. Plenty in the centre here. Corner to Liverpool. Off Phelan. Nice to see the young supporters mixing. Barnes with the corner. Watson is forward. Fashanu away. And the player manager has decided not to name himself among the substitutes. There's Ronnie Whelan. Barnes. And Simon Tracy makes his first save, and he'll be pleased with that. Getting down to his left to turn aside the shot from John Barnes, who was given space there. Watson was again competing there. Venison's in with the tackle. Watson! Well, that might have been a dramatic start for him. He looks very much like Dave, actually, doesn't he? His elder brother, who plays for Everton in England. But John Barnes there saw the space opening up, and young Simon Tracy, South London lad from Woolwich, started his first team debut in this famous arena by making a very decent save. Venison. Houghton. Beardsley. Offside flag was up anyway. So the flag saved Simon Tracy any embarrassment there. John Aldridge in the centre had strayed offside. It's quite interesting that John Fashanu seems to be muttering away at the Liverpool players all the time, perhaps trying a little bit of psychology again there. This is Wise. Fashanu! Oh, it's a goal for Wimbledon! And, well, the psychology must have worked, because John Fashanu has headed Wimbledon into the lead, just as Sanchez did on cup final day. This time it's 17 minutes into the match, and Bruce Grobbelaar left to reflect on another headed goal by Wimbledon. Got to give credit again to the little man Dennis Wise, how many crosses he supplies for Wimbledon, and Fashanu's header was perfectly placed. Here's Gillespie. Ablett. Oh, good running by Ronnie Whelan here. Oh. So the Liverpool captain going searching for the equaliser. Simon Tracy had come all the way, and if anything, he forced Whelan to lift it a little too high. Now, what about the goal? Dennis Wise, so accurate with these crosses, just needs a bit of room, perfectly placed. Fashanu beating Gillespie, I think it was, and certainly beating Grobbelaar. Well, we're just over halfway through the first half, and surprise, surprise, Wimbledon are winning again. Forward by Whelan, lovely running by McMahon, and Tracy, he's learned a few tricks from Besant, but Barnes can get it back in, and Aldridge has scored for Liverpool. The goalkeeper was stranded, and John Aldridge puts Kenny Dalglish's side back to 1-1. And Simon Tracy, in Wimbledon fashion, came a long way out of his area to head that ball away. But the quick thinking of John Barnes, I'm sure when we see this again, initially a good run by McMahon, but Tracy's header dropped to Barnes, and look how quickly he got the ball into the middle, and how Aldridge put that away sweetly with the first touch on 23 minutes. Well, I suppose if one player is under threat with the return of Ian Rush, it has to be John Aldridge, so he's got a reason to be particularly satisfied with that equaliser. That was a back heel by Ryan that didn't come off, and here's McMahon again. Gillespie. Now Barnes, away from Scales. Well saved. Well, this lad would seem to be a good stopper of shots. He's twice foiled John Barnes in that respect, because he was clear here, Barnes, and Simon Tracy, despite going downwards, leaned up to turn it over. One all at half-time, and the goal scorers were the leading marksmen for their respective clubs last season. John Fashanu, who finished with 21 then, scored the first today, and then John Aldridge, whose total last season was 29, equalised for Liverpool this afternoon after 23 minutes. Wimbledon start their league programme next week with a home match against Arsenal, while Liverpool are also in the south. They're playing Charlton Athletic at Selhurst Park. Here's Barnes. Managers always insist that all these pre-season matches are merely a build-up to the real thing. But there's no doubt that Liverpool would like to correct, in their terms, what happened here last May. It's quite amazing, actually, that Besant was ever present for 7 seasons. So, although this lad's been at Wimbledon 5 years, he's never had a chance to get a game. Here's Wise, Gibson, and Fashanu. Blocked by Gary Ablett. And even Fashanu gives him an encouraging push on the back for that one. Well, Bobby Gould quickly reaching for a tracksuit top. And just look at that. This is supposed to be a lovely August afternoon. Well, they don't mind the rain. The rain is certainly going to make it pretty muddy in parts. Barnes chips it inside nicely, and Ablett's there. And John Scales got it behind when Eric Young almost put it in his own goal. They were close there. Beardsley's touch, nicely done. That's the combination between Beardsley and Barnes here. There are two waiting across, Aldridge and Houghton. Still Barnes. Aldridge. Yes, that will do nicely. John Aldridge, who possibly affected more than most by Thursday's news regarding Ian Rush, has now scored both goals here today for Liverpool. And this was a nice one in every sense. Left foot control, a swivel, a right foot volley. You won't see many better goals inside the penalty area than that. Beautifully done in the 70th minute to give the league champions a 2-1 lead over the FA Cup holders. And the first time Kenny Dalglish's team have been ahead against Wimbledon at Wembley. John Barnes, the provider, with the cross. Aldridge lofted it, turned and found the corner. And just going back to that move, it was interesting that again it was that Beardsley-Barnes combination on around the halfway line that set so many goals up last season for Liverpool, that was really at the source of that move. Beardsley got Barnes away, and then once he started moving, the rest belonged to Aldridge, really. Well, there's still time for Wimbledon. They've sent the two central defenders forward, Corley and Young, to try and snatch a draw. That was Turner's header, cleared by Whelan, back by Phelan. And here's Sanchez. Wise. Sanchez cross, four in the middle. Turner's there. So too was Young. And we're into the last minute of the match. Liverpool supporters whistling. The throw from Phelan going nowhere, and offside against Aldridge. Well, again, arms up from the taller men there. Oh, Corley, and now Wise. And away by Watson. Well, the really unlucky player there was Peter Corley. This is Sanchez. And he's still in there again. Well, that was unlucky on Wimbledon's part. Well, Wimbledon very close indeed there to snatching a share of the Charity Shield. So Liverpool win the Charity Shield, and John Aldridge scores both goals. Crowd of 55,000 seeing Bruce Grobbelaar make a couple of late saves as Wimbledon fought hard to share the honours, but Liverpool have turned round the result here last May, despite falling behind again today to a goal from Fashanu. But the Liverpool supporters on their way home will be talking about John Aldridge's reply to the signing of Ian Rush.
So Liverpool take their revenge, but not without difficulty as a result of Wimbledon's persistence, and are awarded their first trophy of the season. On the face of it, with the return of Ian Rush, it won't be the last. But will today's hero, John Aldridge, be collecting his share of the medals?
When did you first hear about Ian Rush returning, John? I just heard it on the radio in my house Thursday afternoon when I was playing snooker.
And your reaction to that?
Well, obviously Ian's a tremendous player, and for the club to have him, it's tremendous. But to do in my own position, like I've just got to play to the best of my ability and see what happens.
You do accept that if a player like Ian comes on the market, the manager has to be in there?
Yeah, well, I think if Kenny wouldn't have got him, I think some other club would have got him. So I've just got to accept it and just battle on. And as I say, the last word will be with the manager.
But you are at this moment, it's not a case of turning around and saying, well, Ian's coming back, it must mean me out of the side.
Possibly will. But as I say, all I can do is just try and make it hard for the gaffer, decision-wise, and just see what happens, Bob, you know.